Yo, what's going on, boys? It's Peyton Vindasius here. Guys, in this video, I'm going to show you why your door-to-door window cleaning business is stuck at or under 10K a month, okay? And now, for those of you guys who don't know who I am, my name is obviously Peyton Vindasius. I went from complete broke, 25K in debt, university dropout, to making over seven figures in my door-to-door window cleaning business with my brother at the age of 21. I'm going to show you guys why you're frankly stuck at 10K, and if you're at 10K, you're probably doing a couple of these things wrong. So, first thing is going to be you're not knocking enough doors. Straight up, I talk to so many guys. I'm like, hey man, like what's going on? Like how are things going? What kind of things are you doing on the doors? Like what do you need help with? And they're like, hey man, like like I'm just getting so many objections or rejections, and like I just can't like sell. Like, okay man, like how many doors are you knocking? It's like, oh, I'm knocking about 25 doors a day. I'm like, dude, 25 doors a day, like how long are you out? Like, oh dude, I've knocked for like 2 to 3 hours, and then I just go home if I'm not selling. I'm like, dude, there's your issue. So number one thing is you're not knocking enough doors. In order to have a solid understanding of terms of what you need help with, there has to be a sufficient amount of data to look at. And so, for example, if I knock on, let's say 50 doors, right, and half of them don't answer, and I sell maybe like, one or two, okay, great. But that doesn't really tell me, my data. Like I might have a percentage, like, okay, if I sell two people and I, 50 people, I sell two of them, whatever the percentage is there. But it's like, that doesn't really tell me, anything I need to know about, like, what do I need to get better at? Because the data sample is so low. It's like, knock 100, 200 doors a day, you'll find out pretty soon what you need help with, okay? And so the number one thing I see a lot of people do is they just don't put in the effort, like they just don't put in the work. In order to actually, let's say, hit 10K a month, or even hit to our first $1,000 a day, which is extremely doable. It's four sales at $250. It's very, very simple. Most people never get there because they are simply leaving too early. They get discouraged, and they're straight up, they think they need to put in, they think that putting in a minimal amount of effort, like let's say a couple hours throughout the day, will get them there. It's like, no. And the thing is, even if you are really good, like my brother and I will sell 2K every single day that we go out. Sometimes we'll go out 2 to 3 hours and we won't sell. Not because we're bad salesmen, just because sometimes it's the route. Sometimes, you get a lot of people that are not home. Sometimes it's like maybe like a holiday. So like there's outside factors that will influence the amount of sales that you make. And then there's other times where we go out and we sell three, like the first three people we talk to, we sell, right? And we're at 750 in the first, 25, 30 minutes of the day, right? And so these things happen, but you have to understand that in order to, let's say, get to like 10K a month, we have to be putting in a sufficient amount of hours and knocking a sufficient amount of doors every single day. You cannot just leave because, oh, like it's a bad route. Maybe it is. Like maybe it is a bad route. Maybe it is like people are not home, and maybe all these things are happening. But you cannot let that influence your the amount of input that you're putting in on a daily basis. You have to be knocking. Honestly, you have to be knocking at least 5 hours a day, like bare minimum. Okay, if you're knocking any less than that, frankly, you're just leaving too early. Okay, because there's a lot of people that will say yes. You just have to go find them. Okay, so that's number one. You're not knocking enough doors. Number two is you're not pricing high enough. The thing is, I get a lot of questions as well, like Peyton, how do I price my jobs? Like, is 250 a lot? Is it too little? Like what do I price my jobs at? And here's the thing: is like I see a lot of guys as well. They take off price for no reason, right? They'll be like, okay, $250 sound good. They're like, no, and then you're like, oh, okay. How about we do it for 200? And the homeowner's still like, no. And then it's like, okay, well, how about we do for 175? It's like that's not the point, right? It's about the perceived value. But the point is that you're not pricing high enough, which means that you are not building your value high enough. And when you believe that your service has a lot more value than, let's say, you think it is, then you have the ability to price a lot higher. And I'll give you guys a kind of example. It's like my brother has sold $850 one-story homes, and it took our guys about 45 minutes to clean. There was about 20, 25 windows on the home. It was like a retired community, like a private neighborhood. So it puts it into perspective. It's not about the price, it's about the value. Actually, it's about the perceived value of the homeowner. It's what they believe is a good deal, right? And so even if they've had it done for, let's say, $150 in the past, okay, did they do a good job? Oh, they did? Okay, well, we do it a little bit different. We do glass frame sills, and you throw in some value. Tracks, doors, garage doors, you do it different to build your value higher, right? And so when you do that, you're able to, not get away with it, but you're able to price in a way where you understand it's like this is what my value is worth. Like this is what my service is worth. It's worth 300, 400, 500, $600, right? If you actually believe it, okay? And so a lot of guys, they price low because they don't believe that their service is valuable enough, when in reality, you need to switch that mindset. You have to believe your service is valuable. The homeowner doesn't want to do it, and if they did, it would already be done. And another thing is, you know, A, they don't want to do it, and B, it has to get done, right? Someone has got to do the windows. And so is it going to be you or is it going to be them, right? And so, charge based on what you believe your service is worth, and it should be worth a lot more than 200, 149, 149, 199, like everyone else charges, right? So that's number two. Number three, you're using the same script as everyone else. I see a lot of times when guys are, let's say, on the doors, right, and they're using the same thing as that everyone's been using the past. I don't know how long. Like, hey, sir, how's it going? Name's Peyton. I'm with Clearwater Windows and Eaves. And then they might throw in a little bit of social proof, like, hey, have you seen us at all? Okay, do you know XYZ name? Okay, we're doing them, whatever. I just popping by because we're doing all the exterior window washing. And then they might say some dumbass line, like some stupid question, like, when's the last time you had that done? It's like you're just setting yourself up for a complete, absolute failure. Like, if you give the homeowner an opportunity to say no when it's a binary yes or no answer to your question, they're just going to pick no. Obviously, it's door to door, right? And so your script is like, if you're using the same thing as everyone else, you have to understand, like, do you want the same results that most people get? It's like, if you do, great, keep doing what you're doing, because that shit doesn't work. And then when it works, it's like, oh, like I make a couple sales every day. It's like, okay, but compared to what? Because we'll go out and sell 2-3K a day, and we're not using that stupid ass script, right? And so when we do what we do on the doors, it's like, we never ask these binary yes or no questions, and we're always assuming the close, and we're always assuming that the homeowner loves us, they want it done, they haven't done it themselves because they don't want to do it, the husband doesn't want to get on the ladder. It's like, you need to have this mentality when you are like selling, because it'll allow you to come across a lot more confident, like you've done this a million times, and it'll put you in a position where you're assuming that they want to get it done because they should. Like, they should just want to get it done, right? No one really wants to do their windows, okay? And so you need to adopt the mentality. I think it's more so, rather than the script, it's a mentality thing. But in terms of going back to the script, don't go on ChatGPT and search up, hey, like, create me a door-to-door window cleaning script that I can use. It'll come up with some dumbass stupid script. Do not use that. The best script, I mean, it's going to be very simple as, hey, miss, how are you? Did you see us at all? Okay. Really? Like the good looking guys, XYZ? Okay. We're doing XYZ name, and we're just doing all this. Take 2 steps, I'll show you. Right? Bring them outside. Show, don't tell. We're helping everyone to wash and scrub the windows, frames, and sills. We're giving a bit of a deal too, and then you can talk about, or like give a joke on like what they're, wearing or what they're doing. Younger women, hands on their hips, or, fellows with, hats on, whatever it is. What I'll do for you, or what you can say as well, is the reason XYZ person's getting it done. They really liked my haircut, haha, throw a joke in there. What I'll do, just so you know, I'll go around, count them up, give you a quick price, just so you know. Name's Peyton, by the way. Okay? That script fucking works. And obviously, that's one thing to have the script. It's another thing to understand how and why I'm actually saying what I'm saying, right? And which will, I think, go into my next one, is you don't actually understand the sales process. One of the biggest reasons most door-to-door salesmen are under, let's say, 10K a month with their window cleaning business is because they don't even understand the process that goes into a sale. Okay, you think it's a script, and you think you just have to go through it, and then the homeowner either says yes, or they either say no. And it's so much more than that. Sales is about doing a bunch of things right. It's never about one big overcome, like say this on the doors to get the sale. It's like, that's not how it works. It's never how it works. It's never worked like that. Okay. So sales is about doing a bunch of things right, and it's about buying yourself, especially in door-to-door sales. It's about buying yourself microseconds, or even like every 5 seconds, you're buying yourself more time to eventually go through the sales process, and you're allowing them to come to the conclusion of getting it done themselves. Okay, kind of like rocking a baby to sleep. Okay, and so what I want you to understand is, it's your body language, it's your tonality, it's your verbal cueing, your facial expressions, what you're doing with your hands, right? It's the people that you're saying, the social proof, it's them feeling certain, right? People either say no because of a lack of certainty, right? Or they're saying no because they just don't believe it's like a good deal, right? The price is too high than the perceived value, okay? But this all is going to come back to you don't actually understand the sales process. You don't understand the human psychology that goes into why we say what we say. Like my brother and I, and some of the guys that are crushing it, doing tens of thousands of dollars every single week, doing 30, 40, 50K a month. Our best month was 116. But that's with like doing the same thing 3 years, sales team. There's a couple moving parts there. But the point is that when you understand the psychology that goes into an actual sale at the door, right? You get into the mind of the buyer, right? The homeowner. Like, what is this person actually thinking when I come to the door? Okay? Why do they say no? Is this an illogical objection or a logical objection? Is this something I have to solve and be like, okay, this makes no worries, that actually makes sense. How can I help? Like, how can I help fix it? Or is this an illogical, no, we're not interested? Oh, my husband does it. Oh, we had it done already. Like one of those, garbage objections that I don't have to solve. I just have to bypass. Okay. And when can I actually, how do I have the ability to understand when it's illogical and when it's illogical, right? And so it's so much more than just a script. Everyone asks for like, oh, what's the script? Like, what's the best script to use on door-to-door sales? It's like it's not about the script. Like, for sure, memorize the script because that helps, obviously, but it's not about the script because if you could have the script and you could say the perfect thing in the wrong way, and it would be worse than saying the wrong thing in the right way. What I mean by that is you could almost like have literally no script, come to the door, fumble your words, stutter, say you're doing window cleaning and then pressure washing, or like you're doing, and you could have that kind of like super uncalibrated aspect to what you're like pitching at the door, and that would be better than saying a script perfectly because it's door to door. And if they don't understand what you're saying, they're never going to, or if they don't listen to what you're saying, rather, um, they're never going to buy. And one of the biggest things we focus on in especially our process is breaking sales patterns. We call it preoccupation. Okay. How do I snap this homeowner out of their drone state? Because they're not listening to you. And that's a huge reason why you get no's on the doors because they're not actually listening to what you're saying. You have to snap them out of that drone state. So we do that with our body language. We're on the door, we're texting on our phone, we're looking up, we're humming, we're just hanging out. It's like you get into this state of just this flow state, and it makes sense of what you're doing because you've done it so many times. But the point is that you are breaking their sales patterns, right? They don't feel like they're being sold. People love to buy, they hate to be sold. Okay. And so when they feel like they're being sold, they say they're not interested. And that's where you get the bullshit objection that 99% of the salesmen will take. And they will go to the next door, but okay, no worries. When in reality, deep down, they know it's bullshit, but they don't know how to overcome it, right? And they don't even know why they caused it. So number 4 is you don't actually understand the sales process and you don't understand the psychology that goes into an actual sale at the door, right? And so number 5 is going to be a really big mindset one as well, is like, the reason most door-to-door salesmen are stuck under 10K a month is because they get so upset when they're getting objections and they're not selling. Okay. And this might even, I think this is honestly the most important one out of all of them because frequency and keeping a high state of mind is absolutely everything in door to door. And this actually goes back into the first one, which is like, you're not knocking enough doors. The reason, possibly the reason that you're not knocking enough doors is because you're just giving up because you have a low frequency. You get down on yourself. You get demotivated or unmotivated or whatever, negative emotion you feel when you're not selling. Okay. And so one of the biggest superpowers of selling door to door and making thousands of dollars every single day, the biggest thing, the biggest contributing factor to success and making that amount of money with door to door sales is keeping a positive mental framework. Okay. Staying positive when there's a lack of things to be positive about. Okay. finding miniature wins, like getting a walk around, it's like, oh, boom, that's a win, right? Making homeowners laugh, that's a win, right? Meeting someone new that was really cool that you guys like connected, that you still didn't get it done, you still didn't get the sale, but you had a great interaction and you met someone that you never, maybe you had a cool car, right? Like you talked about like a car that the homeowner had and you got to like sit in it, whatever it is. It's like miniature wins. You need to find the miniature wins and the kind of like the micro goals throughout the day to keep your frequency high. And I think Alex Hormozy said this one time. He says a bunch of shit that is super sick, but he said if you can be in a bad mood for no reason, then you can also be in a good mood for no reason, and that is the biggest contributing factor to the guys who absolutely crush it in door to door. Is like you just have to be in a good mood, because if you're not, then you will give up, you will lose, you will go home. And door to door is a game of volume, and it's also a game of energy. Okay, and so even if you're putting in the volume, right, you could be talking to a lot of people. I know guys that are going, oh man, I'm going like 150, 200 doors a day. I'm like, damn, bro, you should be at like fucking 4K a day. It's like, no, I'm at 2 to 3 sales. Like, why? It's because they're finding the laydowns. The guys who are people who are like, oh yeah, give me a price. I was trying to get my windows done. It's like, boom, like anyone can sell those people. Um, but when you keep a high frequency, energy is transferable. Okay, and so not only does it help you, but it helps the homeowner, and it helps you guide them through the process of getting the windows done. Because there's a level of trust when you come to the door when you're in a good mood, you're making jokes, and you're in this state of like kind of like this flow state, right? And so keeping a positive state of mind, a positive attitude on the doors is by far the most important contributing factor to success, to getting past that 10K per month, goal. And so if you guys enjoyed this video, let me know down below. I'll be happy to make more of them. I actually love making these videos for you guys. But yeah, and if you guys as well, are running your window cleaning business, or you want to run your window cleaning business, whatever it is, or maybe you have another door-to-door business that you want to start up or run, or you want to scale, DM me on Instagram if you need any help scaling it. We've gone from the bottom to the top, and so any part that you're at, or any like kind of stage you're at in the business regarding door-to-door home service business, we've been there and we've got to where we want to go pretty well. So anyway, if you guys enjoyed the video, let me know, and I'll see you guys in the next one.